Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at the best teams for the Open Ultra League. Those teams are going to be a legend team, so people were able to hit legend with those teams in the weeks before. Of course, this doesn't really get affected directly by Annihilate and the Primate release. We're going to have separate teams towards those on the channel as well. I'm planning to showcase both of them for the Open Ultra League on this channel, so feel free to leave a like and subscribe. Would really appreciate it. It is free, helps out the channel a lot, and yeah, helps just me keep doing the stuff that I'm doing right now. Would really appreciate it. And again, we're gonna take a look at Annihilate and Primate on this channel here as well. I built the Pokemon already, but not for this video. Today we're gonna take a look at 10 legend teams that you should run for the Open Ultra League, and we can kind of assess as well if the addition of Primate and Annihilate going to change those teams up. But let's move on to team number 1. So, the first team, definitely going to be a team that's still going to be very usable for the upcoming meta. We're going to have a team here from Reginald, a player that I showcase teams quite often of actually. They always have a little bit of a fun approach to the Go Battle League, and here we're going to have a team with Moltres, Tentacruel as well as the Gastrodon. I really like Tentacruel as a save swap here. I'm not too sure if they use it as a save swap as well. In my opinion, it makes the most amount of sense there. We're going to have a Moltres in the lead, going to be a perfect pairing to Gastrodon, which you see here already on paper as well. There's only Galarian Moltres apparently that can counter this core, which is of course the same Pokemon. So anything else is going to be very good matchup for this call. Like everything else you're going to be able to beat with this, which is great. Gastrodon, a very strong Pokemon to have. It is of course very expensive, needs XL candy, needs a specific IV spread as well. I think it's like 6, 15, 15 or something like this in order to still get to 2500 CP. But this team definitely is a very strong one. And again, Galarian Moltres, a very good Pokemon to have right now. I actually got 2 in an instance today, only caught 1 of them though. But yeah, very good Pokemon, and we can move on to team number 2. Which is going to be a team here from the actual Nomad and also the Tactical. We're going to have here different kind of variations of it. We're going to have Malamar, either Drapion or the Venusaur, and then the Tentacruel here. Interesting team here for sure. Like, got 2 players to legend. Like, what can we say here as well? Of course, the Tactical. Fellow content creator, I don't think they do really that much anymore nowadays, which is understandable. I feel like a lot of people stopped doing content towards Pokemon Go, which is fine. But yeah, here we're gonna see a very solid team here for sure with Malamar. Malamar, very good Pokemon. I really like Malamar. Like, this Pokemon is just very, very nice to play. It's just so versatile. I really like it. And we can move on to team number 3. Which is going to be a team with Oranguru. Oranguru here is going to be a very interesting one as well. You need XL Candy, but you have Brutal Swing, Trailblaze. And this Pokemon going to be also very good at the second to last week of the season in the Retro Cup. There are of course going to be videos towards the Retro Cup in 1 week on this channel. So again, if you're interested in any kind of content towards the Go Battle League, here is the place you want to subscribe to. And as you can see as well, this is going to be an interesting team. I'm fairly certain they're going to try to win usually the lead matchup and then try to align themselves with Tentacruel and the Gastrodon. I would imagine that here Tentacruel is most likely more the safe swap compared to the Gastrodon if they have to swap out. But yeah, there are going to be only a few real weaknesses for this team, which is mainly if they're going to encounter Dark-type lead. That's basically it. Like, if you're going to see here as well, the Pokemon that you really lose to are Dark-type Pokemon, and that's most of it. And yeah, so definitely Oranguru, very good Pokemon. Of course, very, very strong also in the 2-shield scenario. Here all the time on the screen you see the 0 and 1-shield scenario combined. And yeah, the 2-shield scenario are going to be the best for Oranguru, because with Trailblaze you can boost up your own attack, which is going to have more of an impact the longer a battle goes. And so we can move on now to team number 4. We're going to have a team here that actually got to rank 1 in the world at like 3200 MMR at that point of time, with Pangoro, Drifblim, and the Tentacruel here. Again, I could see Drifblim as a save swap. I think Drifblim makes more of sense here as a save swap, but I also could see the Tentacruel here. Tentacruel would make some sense in terms of trying to, I don't know, just like for Cresselia and stuff like this. But again, I feel like it's kind of a very interesting team here that can play out quite differently. But as you can see as well, this team is going to be very, very solid against the current meta, and also still against the new Flying-type Pokemon in Primate and Annihilate with the new move Rage Fist. Those Pokemon still going to be fine for this team, as you're going to have 2 answers to Flying-type Pokemon, and so that should be kinda fine. And so we can move on to team number 5. Which is going to have a great answer to Flying-type Pokemon Elite here, which double resist, counter, or Karate Chop, or close combat. Going to be Weezing. Galarian Weezing having the poison and fairy typing going to allow you to have great resistances with this Pokemon. Licky as a safe swap. Most of the time I see people run Licky with Earthquake as a safe swap in the Open Water League. I'm not too sure if this is the case for this team as well, but Licky very interesting. And then Shadow Swampert. Shadow Swampert, still a very strong Pokemon. Kind of want to make a video about this Pokemon again as well. I feel like that's the one that nobody really talks about anymore. I feel like it's not as special anymore since the Mudshot nerf before was still kind of underwhelming because of what the Whiscash was able to be doing or the Quagsire could be doing. But here, I feel like Swampert is kind of underrated. I feel like I kind of would need to make a video about this Pokemon again. But let's move on to team number 6. Which is going to be a team here with Shadow Feraligatr, Shadow Dragonite, and the Venusaur. As you can see here already, this is a no XL team. That's going to be quite rare for the Open Ultra League, but this team got this play here to Legend as well, which is really interesting. Feraligatr, very neutral Pokemon. I'm very certain that they mainly want to play out the lead matchup and then try to align the backline. Very certain this is how this kind of works out. And then we're going to take a look at like the Pokemon that are very good in the Open Ultra League. Most of them, you're going to have at least neutral play with the Feraligatr. So for this team, again, you kind of most want to stay in with the Feraligatr, try to play it out, then have Shadow Dragonite in the back to maybe align yourself against Pokemon that cannot really hit it. Or you're going to have the Venusaur in order to maybe deal with like those water Pokemon like Feraligatr that has also access to Ice Beam. But yeah, also for Fairy type Pokemon, of course, Venusaur are going to be one of the best Fairy type answers, which is quite important for a Dragon type Pokemon. Funnily enough, someone actually had Legend with Shadow Flygon, and this Pokemon is quite an interesting one here. Having access to Dragon Tail, Dragon Claw, and Scorching Sands, not too sure if they actually were running this moveset as well. There's also an interesting moveset with Sand Attack, but I feel like Dragon Tail makes the most amount of sense. We don't have the Licky with a rollout, but you have some Earthquake. Earthquake here makes especially sense because you have a Ground type in the lead already. And then you're going to have the Talonflame in the back, which is going to definitely appreciate that you're going to be able to beat something like a Feraligatr with a Licky already and do a lot of house with pressure against Pokemon as well with the Flygon. But this team still should work out as well in the current meta. Again, you're going to have very neutral play with Flygon against Pokemon like Primeape and Annihilate, and with Talonflame you have one of the best answers for them. So this team definitely should work out. And we can move on to team number 8. Which is going to be a team from my brother here. Zweilous got up to rank 4 on the leaderboards with his team here. Moltres, Magnezone, Hippowdon. This is going to be a very interesting team here. Magnezone can be Shadow, can be non-Shadow. It doesn't really matter, to be fair, for this Pokemon, in my opinion, especially right now. It was a bit differently back in the day, but I feel like Normal and Shadow are both kind of functioning quite well currently in the meta. And we're going to have Hippowdon in the back. Hippowdon is one of the best Pokemon currently in the meta. I feel like this Pokemon is very underrated. The thing is, having a rock type coverage is really nice currently, but not a lot of Pokemon have really good rock type coverage. Before, Rock Slide was the best move for this. Rock Slide got nerfed to the ground. Now there's kind of like this nice niche spot for Hippowdon to really shine, and here my brother was able to get up to rank 4 on the leaderboards with his team, and definitely a very interesting one as well, again with the Galarian Moltres. Next up, we're going to see a team here that I also like a lot because it has the Shadow Donphan. This player used 2 different teams here with the Shadow Donphan to try to get up to a Legend, and this team is definitely a very interesting one here as well. We're going to have here the Donphan that's going to be able to win, especially in the 2-shield scenario, quite a bit. And we're going to have in the back here the Sayswap of either Feraligatr or the Licky. I like both of those choices, both of them make a lot of sense. I actually do like maybe even the Licky a little bit more here for this one. Then in the back we're going to have even an anti-fighter in the Weezing or the Tentacool. The funny thing about this one then as well, if you're going to lose your lead matchup, or like if you lose your lead in general, it's more of an ABC style line, so it's not really necessary for you to keep the lead alive in order to deal with other Pokemon. And so I really like this team quite a bit, and they hit Legend with it, and Shadow Donphan, a Pokemon that I actually have still not been able to try out yet. I don't think I've played this Pokemon at all since the buff, even though it's like the one of the Pokemon that I really was looking forward to, so definitely still on my list. And the final team here is going to be one from Luffy. This team is definitely very solid as well, utilizing basically the Swampert Drifbloom core here. Here, Clefable in the back or the Drapion. If you were to use Drapion, I would rather use Drapion as a Sayswap and keep the Drifbloom in the back, to be fair. If you use Clefable, I think it's kind of better like this, because basically what you can do with this one as well, you have a hard answer to Poison and Steel type Pokemon in the lead with the Swampert, which you don't want to face with the Clefable, and I guess maybe Drifblim going to be able to bait them out, would be kind of nice. But also if you're going to lose the lead matchup, you're going to have still a very solid core of Drifblim and Clefable, so I really like this team a lot. That's going to be it also for this video. So if you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like. On the screen right now, you're going to see also the top teams for the Willpower Cup, which is currently available at the same time as the Open Ultra League, at least if you're going to see it in the first week of it, and I will see you then. Bye bye.